What's up, everybody? It's me, Erica, and we are down here to talk about something. Happy Friday, first. We are down here to talk about something that has a trigger warning. I'm telling you right now, this is a trigger warning. We will be talking about sexual assault and other topics dealing in the realm of that. So if you are triggered by this subject matter, please, makes you feel uncomfortable at any time, please log off, go, return to center, come back later or not. But I'm just letting you know it's very sensitive, triggering subjects here. Okay. All right. So we are down here to talk about the allegations against T.I. and now Tiny. I saw the story come out a few days ago with this woman by the name of Sabrina Peterson, who accused Tip Harris of allegedly holding a gun to her head. Let me read from the Jasmine brand because it's very complete here. It says, the Glam University founder Sabrina Peterson's accusation that T.I. once allegedly held a gun to her head was only the beginning of the allegations he and his wife, Tiny Harris, would face. So let's be very clear that Tiny is not a victim here. She would be considered an accomplice. All right? As previously reported, Sabrina Peterson, who was once friends with Tiny Harris, accused the rapper of holding a gun to her head. Tiny Harris responded on social media hours later, questioning her claims. Of course she would, because the center of Tiny's world is T.I. Remember, she will do anything to keep her man, and that includes abusing other women for his pleasure. Tiny Harris responded on social media hours questioning her claims. Sabrina Peterson then went live on Instagram and told more of her story, vowing to share other incidents from various alleged victims. Now, in a series of several Instagram stories, she's revealed alleged incidents concerning a couple of other women and underage girls. That wasn't added here. I added that based on what I've read. She first shared a cryptic message about cocaine use. Her post seemed to be in response to Tiny Harris's cryptic message. Sabrina Peterson then shared the story from another woman who claimed that T.I. and Tiny allegedly threatened to cancel her plane ticket if she didn't do Molly with them. She said Tiny was the alleged ringleader and worse than Tip, in quotes. She also detailed a time she allegedly woke up naked next to the couple's friends, but had no memory of what happened.
And to actually say what happened to me, I'm not doing anyone a disservice at that. I'm speaking on my truth. The same way my truth is that I went to prison. The same way my truth is that I used to dance. The same way my truth is that I'm a single mother. That is my truth. I pray that today, every single woman that has a fabric or a fiber of her truth that may not sit well with how people want to idolize people, I pray that you stand up in your truth. But the part that's disheartening and more hurtful than anything else, is that the woman that I stood for, the woman that the quote unquote friend whose back I had, is now turning around and saying the things you're saying. You're disgusting. You're a disgusting individual. You are disgusting. Don't ever let loyalty kill your moral. For me to speak on my truth, to be something that I'm not. Don't ever intend that's the problem. He was on probation. I never once called the police on him. I never once started a case. And as far as my child knowing him, your children call me, your daughter calls me auntie. So as far as my child taking a picture with him and me saying that's his uncle and X, Y, and Z, that was 2 years ago. That was 2 years ago. My child has never been in a private setting with him at all. Let's be clear on that. But the horrible part about it all is victim shaming. It's one thing to go through what you go through in life, but it's so painful when people will come back and try to make it sound like you did not go through what you went through. No woman in a right mind. The statute of limitations is up. He can't go to jail for what he did to me. But at the end of the day, me to be something that I'm not.
Tiny, of course, came out and during the first post and said, "Hold up, so you want your abuser to train your sons? He was just uncle 2 years ago. Now, when did you say my husband assaulted you? Did you change your mind or change it back? What's up with you, Pooh? I'm confused. Stop harassing my family. You strange. No, you're strange. Everybody knows you've been special. Face slicing seminar lady. Please get help. Please leave us alone." These stories, okay, let me go back. So apparently, I'm not done yet, y'all. Since that story, Sabrina, 19 people, 19, not one, not three, not four, not seven, 19 women have came out to let the people know that they have drug and sexual abuse stories about Tiny and T.I. Fun fact, I met Trouble Man almost 16 years ago next month here in Colorado for All-Star Weekend. We ended up lost backstage at a free concert he gave at Nike Town. VIP and stage were upstairs and the crowd was downstairs. This was my birthday weekend and I was 16. My best friend was 15. We were pressured for sex and to take drugs, even with him and his team knowing we were underage. We didn't ever say anything because we were young and underage. You were a superstar dropping in our little town. We weren't supposed to be there, so we internalized it as if it was our fault. No, we didn't do drugs, nor did we stay around to get raped. We were smart and we got away. But Tiny, she put at Major Girl, you shouldn't speak for a man whose actions have destroyed and harmed so many. Thank you, Glam University, for speaking up for the ones who never had a voice to speak up about this man and for those who didn't even realize we were victimized. I've met a few celebrities over the years and I have been almost R-word by them or their team regularly. I'm glad that we are no longer idolizing these men and calling them out for who they are. Sorry, but I will always stand for what's right and stand with my sisters. Another woman. I'm writing you from a fake page because I don't want my friend upset with me, but I know for a fact that you're telling the truth. I lived in Atlanta from 2017 to January 2019. I moved there with a friend who was on the scene. She met Tiny and T.I. out at a club one night, and they wanted her to come spend time with them for a fee. So, of course, she did it. They forced her to do coke and take mollies and tried to have a threesome. Tiny would do most of the talking. She was very upfront and kind of rude. Yeah, because she probably doesn't want to do it, but she's doing it to keep a man. Yeah. Something ended up going wrong and my friend got into it with them. They threatened to kill her if she ever spoke about it. She still lives in Atlanta now, so I would never want to put her in danger, but everybody can't be telling the same lie. They AR'd girls with toys so high they couldn't keep their heads up. I say fucking dead bodies, how it seemed, but saying everybody was a victim. But they knew young girls were starstruck. This makes me want to throw up. I'm so proud of you. She asked, what do you mean, dead bodies? The girls were so high, it seemed like they were dead. They were limp out their bodies. Oh my God, when was this? Lasted a couple of years ago, at least 2013, and ongoing. I saw Tiny have sex with his friends. You aren't lying. This is very true. Suitcases full of sex toys, weird demands. Here's another person. I'm scared to speak my truth. I met them at 20, was kind of flattered that they wanted me, but it was Tiny who went, it says, who sent someone to me. They had so many drugs. I took it like a jackass and they wouldn't stop. I witnessed her have sex with other celebrity men, women, all ages. I watched him beat her. They throw money to you to keep you quiet. After he threw with you, she wants him to herself. I'm convinced she doesn't like to have sex with him. Everybody around thinks it's normal. The porn, the sex, toys, drugs, alcohol, underage. I've literally warned younger girls to run before they even enter. The devil is definitely present in those orgies, and goal is to suck the innocence out of you. To see him so protective over his daughter sickens me because he will destroy. I left, never being the same. My connection with God allowed me to escape and stay aware no matter how high I got in hundred it I'm sorry, no matter how high I got. It hundreds of us. I guess she meant it's hundreds of us. It's disgusting. In 2006 during the CIA in Charlotte. So you see what's going on here. There are a lot of stories here. I'd like to keep my face and name from publicly published, and I'll be real vague, but I had a run in with T.I. and he asked if he could put coke on the tip of his penis and have sex with me. I answered no because I don't do drugs. There were platters of every drug you can name, along with pills in glass containers. We had sex. His penis has a curve. It was nothing to shout about. This was right before he and Tiny got caught with Crystal in LA. It's sad how people with money are privileged. They think they are gods. I'm overwhelmed by what I am reading. It is sick. T.I. also does this without Tamika. I've done both, but yet he is totally different person, not under her spell. Strange is an understatement that the amount of drugs is absurd. The prey on young literally feed you drugs instead of food, but Tiny enjoys him, mistreating women, gives her some kind of power for being so insecure. I've never felt so close to the devil. It was so bad. I literally snuck out while they were asleep. The ages vary. Some girls younger than their kids. I'm glad you're doing this. This was 2017. Then Shakana, she gets on the internet and makes these statements. You can barely understand her. She's so fucking ignorant.
Tiny would pay that attention. She wouldn't be even into it right now with Tia. She's looking for attention. She wants Tiny. She obsessed with Tiny. Like, she wants Tiny to be her girlfriend. Now, listen, this is my thing. It came out the Tip pulled a gun on her, right? How do we change from Tip not the victim no more? Tip is the victim, and Tiny now is the legend. How do we go from that? So she done got mad at Tamika for taking her husband. Here go the whole goddamn thing. She has a problem. She ain't talked about nothing about how she Tamika and Tip. I said what I said. Why she ain't talking about how she done suck? So why we ain't talking about that? Let's get into it. Yeah. Y'all want to talk about that? Let's get into it. I'm trying to figure out why she ain't told y'all how much she done. Why she ain't told y'all about she one of the women who used to go recruit the what's up?
Recruit. You heard that, right?
Hey, now they gonna Tiny would pay.
You see her face? Shakana got on there and implicated her homegirl by saying that Sabrina recruited girls. So this sounds like a little Jeffrey Epstein, Ghislaine Maxwell to me. Hello? I am tired. I don't think that anybody's going to come out, any other men are going to come out and speak against Tip or speak against these allegations or speak, regarding these allegations. You know why? Because Tip runs around like he is a leader in the black community. And I know you guys are going to say he's not a leader in my community. He's not a leader in my community. He's not a leader in my community either. But there are misogynistic men like him. And you cannot tell me that a man who is as misogynistic as T.I. has demonstrated over and over and over in a pattern of behavior and tell me that he does not inflict violence on women. Part of the foundation of misogyny is that you hate women and they are your objects to be used. So, him wanting to go to the doctor to make sure his daughter's hymen is still intact is a little scary now. I hope, and I was just watching, oh no, I watched an IG live on YouTube with a light skinned woman with black hair who looked eerily like Deja Harris. And she said that they called her and wanted her to come down. She didn't understand why. She didn't have a lot of followers. She didn't get it. They would not give her details of what they wanted her to come to Atlanta for. She also said that she had a friend who actually went down there and took the opportunity. People get starstruck. I don't know if you've ever been around celebrities, but people get starstruck. And decisions are made impulsively to just feel like you're a part of something. I don't know what it is. But then I thought about the allegations that Portia Williams made about Kandi and Todd, and understanding the extremely close relationship that Kandi has with Tiny and her husband. And when Portia said that Phaedra told her that they were going to take her and drug her and rape her, this person has to be stopped, him and his wife. This man is not a leader. And every time I get the chance, I'm going to speak on this topic because I will not allow it to get swept under the rug. I have a disdain for men and women like that. The men who commit the violent acts and the women who recruit other women. There is a YouTube channel of this woman that I watch. Her name is Salkis Re. And her platform is based on rejecting societal standards of beauty. But one thing she speaks about is women not being your friends and women being just as disgusting as misogynistic men, women who center men, women who are male identified, women who suffer from internalized misogyny, women who will victim blame, immediately victim blame a woman. When a person comes out and says they've been sexually assaulted, I believe them until you show me evidence not to believe them. So whoever they accused, I believe the person who says that they were victimized. You will have to prove to me that they weren't, not the other way around. You would have to show me that this person was lying, because the truth of the matter is, people who are sexually assaulted, I think it's less than 7%. I would say less than 10%, so I'll give myself some margin. But it's less than 10% of rape cases that are lies, that are untrue. Let's just look it up just so we can be on point. The false accusation of rape is reporting of a rape where no rape has occurred. Rape allegations made to police or campus authority were estimated to be false approximately 2 to 10% of the time. And this was a study done in 2010. Some studies in Europe and in the United States have indicated the rates between 2 to 6%. Out of 100 women, 2 to 10 women are lying. 2 to 10. All of these stories have similar issues, similar details. I believe them. All these people can't be chasing clout. And shout out to Shakana Joe for being so ignorant to implicate her homegirl and say she was the Ghislaine Maxwell of the South, or is. Tiny and Tip, I hope these women get justice, whether it's civilly, whether it's criminally, but something, a consequence needs to be applied here because there is a pattern of violent behavior. And then there's also a pattern in our community where people coddle, encourage, uplift violent men and women and accuse and victim blame other people. And because these people have influence and access to money, people automatically believe them and then also experience the halo effect, where you believe just because a person looks a certain way or has certain things that somehow they're a good person. And that is not true. I am incredibly angry about this. And to me, I would like to see people who are close to Tiny distance themselves from her. It may not happen, but I would like to see it. Because I had an opinion about those accusations that came from Phaedra and Portia. I had an opinion. But now with this new information, my opinion has changed. Because birds of a feather, bitch, flock together. And now this woman is using this trope that she is this sex kitten. You guys might think it's funny, but I don't think it's funny. And I told Nathaniel, I said, I have a feeling that whatever Candy and Todd do, Candy is dominant in the room. She's the top, is what I said. And when these girls said these people are using toys on them, and you got a whole sex toy line, I don't know what to say, you guys. I believe these women. I can't believe that there were other people in these comments that were literally, here's another person that says 14 victims came forward telling us they all can't be chasing clout. I'm probably going to get dragged for this. This is a woman. The image in her profile is of a woman. I'm probably going to get dragged for this, but this doesn't scream victim to me. Like, they're grown. They knew what the fuck was going on when they went up there and when they said the only people that can stay are the ones that take their pants off. Like, what did they think was going on? Here's another woman underneath. Exactly. Like they would never been there. You took your clothes off, you consented to it, and people who attended those parties already knew what was going on behind the scenes. Here's a smart person. Consent goes out the door as soon as you're intoxicated. Doesn't count. I don't care. They took their phones, refused to let them leave, and put one girl in a bathtub because she was out of it. Tell me that's normal. Tell me that's grown people shit. You can't. It's disgusting. Is that not coercion? She comes back and says they didn't force them to stay. They could have left at that point. Someone comes back and says, yes, they did force them. A girl tried to leave and they wouldn't let her leave. Literally, multiple girls have said they took their phones, but people keep skipping past that. Drugging them until they're unconscious and having sex with them, not allowing many to leave, getting aggressive, and even hitting them when they refuse. Doesn't matter how old you are or even if you agreed to just sex. All of that is abuse. One woman comes back and says, 20 ain't grown though. They basically just got out of high school. This woman comes back. This is a woman who comes back and says, they shouldn't be trying to do grown shit then. There's no reason to be in no celebrity's room because you know damn well they not gonna be doing puzzles and painting pictures. Your kind is the weakest link, and by your kind I mean accusation deniers. Go to hell. That's sad. And there's women. I expect it from men, but it's always shocking when women come out. But it's not surprising because in a situation where someone is going to be manipulated and coerced into having sex, women tend to trust other women. So why not send a woman out there to gain the trust of a woman, bring her back to this man, and they abuse her? I mean, if you listen to Jeffrey Epstein's story, that's what Ghislaine Maxwell was doing. I'm really disgusted. I'm not surprised. Anytime I have a chance to speak against Tip and Tiny, I will. I will. And this should not be swept under the rug. And anybody saying that all of these people are lying, well, you got another situation like Bill Cosby, where a group of women are being denied their truth. I'm over it. You guys, let's get down in the comments. Take care of each other. Take care of yourself and protect your energy. Peace.